it's Rhea. Wherever you are, whatever time it is, I hope you are enjoying yourself. As the year is closing out, I decided to leave you guys with one last chatty draw with me, and as you can see, it's going to be a long one, so get comfy. A special thing about this drawing session is that I actually try to feature a lot of stationery items that I just had like lying around since I bought them a while back. So yeah, that's what you're seeing right now actually. A lot of this stuff I got in 2021 whenever I went to New York, but I haven't really tried them out, or they've still like been in their packages, so I haven't really like broken them in yet. And yeah, I just thought it'd be kind of fun to like have an excuse to use them all in one video. I don't use everything that I show, just to point that out, because I show a lot of stuff here at the beginning. And there's really no need for me to use each and every one of these little things. It's also kind of hard to, because I use a lot of my alcohol markers to color the spread as well. But I'll try to mention most of like what I can remember using in the description. And another reason why I show this, it's not because it's sponsored or anything, definitely not, but I just want to like, I don't know, I guess be transparent on the supplies that I'm using. So yeah, as you can see, I'm just going ahead and getting started in my Rendr sketchbook. This is probably my most used sketchbook during this year, I want to say, but yeah, I'm filling out one of the, I think the second to last spread in this. Of course, there's still some spreads that I want to like go in and finish in the sketchbook, but yeah, and as for how this video is gonna go, like I said, it's pretty long, and it's all gonna just be me doing a voiceover as opposed to me talking in real time. I just wanted to focus on doing the spread. Since this is my last spread of the year, I figured it'd be better for me to just like focus on the drawing in real time as opposed to me having to focus on the drawing and talking in real time, because sometimes that can be a little bit difficult, but hopefully you don't mind the voiceover version of me keeping you company, so it still feels like a draw with me. And yeah, so I just go ahead and get started with the sketching. Even though I am not like technically talking at the time that I was drawing this, I am gonna keep all of the drawing in real time, except for, so right now you're seeing the sketching, and I try to keep a lot of the sketching in real time, but unfortunately at some point I just like speed up like the rest of it. It's more towards the end, so it's like a small chunk in comparison to the whole spread, but I just figured it'd be easier because so like showing me sketch, I feel like it's not really that interesting because I suck. I mean, it's not that I suck at it necessarily, but it's just like, it's not really interesting to me. I don't know if it's gonna be like cool for you guys to see my process, but in general, I draw pretty slow. So you see a lot of like the back and forth. If you're excited about seeing like the raw footage of an artist like working, then I guess it's exciting, but even then, I guess for me, it's like not. With this spread too, I'm just not really in my element when it comes to sketching. I mean, I do tend to erase a lot whenever I sketch anyways, but you're definitely gonna see a lot of that here. To be honest, I'm only showing it because I usually leave it out in my videos. A lot of times whenever I am like coloring a spread or doing the liner and then coloring a spread, I tend to just like already have the sketch done. And so I just felt bad that I kept doing that, so I just wanted to show you guys like a little bit of my sketching process. But let me know how you guys feel about it, if you would like me to leave this process out or keep it in during Draw With Me videos. I can always alternate it. I think that's best. Like, say maybe if I have a good sketching session with it, I can go ahead and include it, but if not, then I can always just like, you know, leave it out and go to the line art part. And I'll try to get around to doing more like sketching sessions where I'm just kind of like doodling like this in a way, because I feel like that might also sort of help me feeling bad about not always showing the sketching part. If you're curious about my sketching, then I can try to like, yeah, film some like sketching sessions where it's not necessarily like a full spread, kind of like these videos, but more of like, I'm literally just sketching. And I do have that kind of going on with the silent sketches like the silent sketch series, but I feel like it'd be interesting if I, you know, did it as like a draw with me, or in this case sketch with me, where it's like kind of casually note things out without really going into all the details and making it look super elaborate. I think that would be an interesting way of like showcasing my how I sketch and things like that, and what my raw process looks like in real time, without me having to like have a whole 30-minute plus video of the process, because I have to go in and do line art and then color, you know. And maybe in those videos, since I'll be talking, unlike my silent studies video, I can sort of add some insight to like the sketching process, but it could still be something a little bit more like laid back and like chill, because I gotta say, doing like a draw with me where I try to do like a full spread can feel kind of intimidating, because I feel like I have to like make sure it looks like good and make sure that it's like super fun and like high energy. I don't know. So I feel like just like a sketching session is that'd be kind of fun to experiment with in the future. And of course, after the sketch, you will be seeing the line art, which is also still kind of boring in my opinion, because I still suck at line art. It's not like it looks super aesthetically pleasing. My line art is kind of chaotic. I can definitely improve a lot on it in the future, but at least you can see it come together, I guess. I will say the fun thing is that I try to use like different kinds of line art colors, all from Micron. Well, some of them I think every now and then I'll go and use like the Copic ones. I have like maybe 2 Copic fine liners. One of them's black and the other one is like a light brown, but yeah, I try to like spice it up here and there and think about an overall like fun, colorful spread. So yeah, after this sketching portion, which is gonna take up a good chunk, you'll also see me do the line art as well, and then I will get to coloring and just adding like a bunch of stuff here and there. And towards the end, I do a bit of like adding on stuff with like the colored pencils. And also, so in this video, I want to say like my main, I don't know, is it weird to say like main showcased item? Basically, I ordered the Archer and Olive Acrylograph paint markers, or paint pens. They're paint pens, yeah, because markers are a little bit thicker. But I ordered the paint pens from Archer and Olive, and because I always heard about them. I've seen them a lot in Pipa's videos, and I think I mentioned this in one of my recent videos as well, that like the more that I do traditional art, the more I feel like I'd be interested in like working with paint markers or like even gouache, because I kind of like how even if you mess something up, you always have the ability to go over it if you're like working with paint markers, gouache, or acrylic paint. And I just really like that factor because it feels kind of like safe. If you like mess up on a line art or if you mess up on markers, it's a little bit different than if you can like cover it up with like paint markers or things like that. So I got a pair of Archer and Olive. I think it's just like a basic tin set of like their basic colors, and I almost wish that I didn't get the basic set because I already have like a 15 set of the Posca markers. I can't remember what size they are, but they are a little bit thicker than the acrylograph like paint pens that I got. So but the only thing is that because like I got the basic colors, they look like the same basic colors that I get with Posca markers. So I already really want to try out some new ones where it's like more vibrant colors. They could be like either pastels or like what is it, like desaturated colors or like dark colors. I think that would be cool. I really want to get those after working with the regular like base set in this video. I really enjoy like working with paint markers so far, so yeah. And right now I'm taking out my mechanical pencil, mono mechanical pencil for the next sketch. I just wanted to show how it looks because it looks so like technical. Like I don't know how to explain it. It gives me like mecha energy, like things that are like really like elaborate in design, like something really interesting to look at, like weaponry or like machinery, stuff like that. That's what it reminded me of. And I was like, it would be really cool if like I do a study of that pencil in the future, because there's just so many little details, the way that it was designed. I don't know. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I got that pencil at like the Japanese bookstore, the Kinokuniya, I believe. At least that's what we have here in Texas. But then I got it from New York, so they also have it in New York as well. But yeah, it's really cute. It's pink. I really like mechanical pencils. Like the sharpness of the lead, but it's also just like a thin point. And I believe that one is 05. Both the ones that I used in this video are 05. But yeah, and then really quick, since I've already started like sketching my first drawing in here, if you're curious about what I am drawing or like the topic, it's kind of just like all over the place actually, and I'll get into it more as like I get to like the line art and things like that. But if I were to vaguely talk about the things that I include in this spread without spoiling everything, I draw like a OC. That's what I just drew by now. And then I draw some Adventure Time fan art, and I draw some stuff from Omori, and Hypnosis Mike Doodle, and just kind of like random stuff. There was really like no prompt here. I just kind of wanted to like exist and draw. You know, just trying to like soak in the essence of like working on a sketchbook spread. Oftentimes, I feel like lately I've really kind of like, I don't know if it's like art block or like burnout or what. I mean, it is the end of the year, so that wouldn't be a surprise to me. I feel like lately I've been really like boggling my mind on what I want to draw, and usually I just kind of take inspiration from everywhere all the time. If you're ever curious about like where I get my inspiration from, it's like so many different things at once. A lot of the things that influence me or inspire me come from like just everyday life, things that I'm watching or reading, or something that I did or something that I saw online, whether if it's on like social media or like Pinterest. Yeah, just taking all kinds of stuff in here and there. And at most, I use like a Pinterest reference for like the two main drawings in this. So the first one that I already did, and the two characters that I'm about to draw now that kind of take up the main space of the spread. But as we have a lot of time in this video, I'll get to talking about each of those fandoms, or like more about like the drawing topics later. So until then, how about I talk about the process? First, I do just want to say, girl, it's like almost 3 a.m. I swear, I don't know what goes on, but like every time I do a voiceover, it seems like I'm doing it at like some kind of ungodly hour where the entire earth is still except me. I mean, in general, I'm a nocturnal person. I am definitely a night owl. I thrive a lot more in the nighttime, and yeah, it be how it be. So just know, here I am. My energy is probably a lot more lax or dead inside. I mean, that's kind of just me as a person, so don't worry about it too much. But here I am doing this voiceover. I got a bottle of water on my desk and a small bottle of tajin. I don't know what it is. This is so random, but like I got like a little bottle of tajin, so that way if whenever I would decide to like treat myself, have a nice little paloma maybe once a weekend or two and just like relax, you know, like it goes pretty well with like a paloma or a margarita whenever it's like you put it around the rim of your drink or whatever, kind of like the salt around a rim. That's what I got the bottle of tajin for. And if you don't know what tajin is, it's like this correct me if I'm wrong, it's like a Mexican spice, like seasoning basically, and I'm pretty sure it's usually put on like fruit, like watermelon, pineapple, things like that. But I have been just eating it as is, like just out of nowhere. Like I'll just pour some into my mouth and start drinking water. I don't know why. I don't know where it came from. I don't know why I'm like this. It's just a weird thing that's happening. Please let me know if anyone else has like some kind of weird food type addiction where they just like randomly consume sauce or something else by itself. So I don't feel like a weirdo, but anyway. But random food addictions aside, let me get back on topic. I was about to talk about like how the process felt. And overall I'd say it was like tedious but chill at the same time. I think like in the end I definitely wanted things to look a lot better, but it is what it is. I say that about a lot of stuff, and I think it's just because it's true. Like, what else can you do? You know? You gotta put in your best effort, and after that, it is what it is. But overall, I think, like, the themes in this sketch spread were fun. I mean, I do kind of cover several different fandoms, and, like, just, like, my own. I don't know, like, by the time I was finished, it felt kind of like middle school girl journal vibes. I don't know how to explain it. Because it's so, like, colorful, but, like, it still kind of has, like, this messiness to it and stuff. You'll see. I don't know. Overall, I just feel like it was kind of, like, fun. And very, like, laid back. A little bit, like... There's something retro about it. Vintage. I don't know. It's just... It's silliness. Chaos. It comes together. But, yeah, I just think that the colorfulness and everything of how it turns out, I feel like it's kind of fun. Another thing is, I feel like it's natural for me to, like, nitpick at every little millimeter of the spread. You know, like, oh, this line art could have looked better here, or, like, I didn't color this correctly, or I could have pushed this a lot more, blah, blah, blah. Realistically, it's just a sketchbook. Like, it's more than okay for it to be imperfect and have raw spots. You know, it's like while I could have spent more time on it, it'll still just be like in my sketchbook. So if I really wanted to do more with a concept that I like, or if I really wanted to like turn it into an actual piece, I can always turn it into that, like whether if it's transferring stuff over like to an actual paper that is gonna work, or just doing it digitally. You know, there's always that further step that I could take if I really want to, but for the most part, it's your sketchbook. So this is just a reminder to us all that we can enjoy our sketchbooks at our own pace and at our own leisure. I know, especially if you're someone who's like also like me recording for content creation or blah blah blah, there feels like this extra pressure to like have it look good before you post it, but realistically it's like I feel like the standard of sketchbook spreads have been kind of raised because of all those like that one good spread that an artist posts and everyone suddenly thinks that that's supposed to be the standard. You can define your own standard. I mean, I say this all the time. It's completely like your own. The sketchbook is pretty much just like an artistic version of a journal. So it's all you. It's all up to you. You know, have fun with it. Have it look messy, have it look perfect, whatever you want, but all in all, it's completely in your hands, and it's okay if there are mistakes. That is very much like the essence of a sketchbook. So, that being said, I enjoyed testing out all the different supplies for sure. I felt like it was really fun, even though, like I said, I didn't get to really use all of them, and I feel like it's also because I just wish that I used better paper. I really want to finish this sketchbook up because it's just not really impressive to use with most of the media that I have, due to like the paper coating. Like even markers, it feels a little bit weird to use markers on, and that's what this was made for. Like this sketchbook was made to have all these marker illustrations without it bleeding on the side, but in all honesty, like I would trade the paper bleeding through for it to have like an actual good base for me to use the markers on, in my opinion, because what I want to go for, like the looks that I want to go for, it feels a little bit harder, or probably a lot harder to use with the sketchbook. It's just kind of something I've noticed throughout the span of using the sketchbook, and it's been about like almost, I'm going on my 3rd year now, and that's embarrassing because I really wanted to finish the sketchbook. Oh my god. Moment of silence for the amount of times this year where I've mentioned like, oh yeah, I really want to, you know, like finish the sketchbook by the end of summer, by the end of spring, blah blah blah, and it didn't happen. It's okay. I'm just a clown, I guess. I mean, in my defense though, I will say, like, I tend to, if like you don't know, I work on multiple sketchbooks all at once. It's kind of just a habit habit of mine. It started out whenever, like, one year, like maybe a couple of years back, I was like, what if I had a sketchbook where it's like, there's one sketchbook for whatever I feel like drawing, and there's another sketchbook for specifically fan art, and there's another sketchbook for specifically studies, and there's another sketchbook for... So you see how that got very out of hand? I started working on multiple sketchbooks all at once, and it kind of just became something that was overwhelming, and now I haven't really finished anything for the past couple of years because I've been working on all different kinds of stuff, and now it's even worse because I have some like abandoned like little notebooks from my previous job. So yeah, I would draw like on my break and things like that, and I would fill out all like these like little pages in like the work notebook, and it's like in no way is it gonna look as nice as a sketchbook because it doesn't have like that clean slate. It always has like these lines going through, but I feel like I really enjoy the idea of like books like that where I know it's not meant to be a sketchbook, so there's no sketchbook pressure. I can just kind of draw whatever, and even if it looks bad, I don't feel the pressure because I know I'm not gonna ever show anybody it. In general, get yourself a sketchbook that works for you, or get yourself a sketchbook that like one you can use without feeling the pressure of showing anyone. I mean, I'm sure many artists have said this before, but it is really helpful to have like one of those sketchbooks where you just kind of like hide it away and you don't really like show anybody, or you don't feel obligated to post anything about it. It's just your own messy sketchbook with a bunch of messy sketches, because I promise you everybody has that. Every artist has that. They have sketches that look incomprehensible. They have sketches where it's like the anatomy went completely wrong. They have sketches where it's like it looked almost perfect, but then they messed up like the eye slightly and then they hated it. But it's like, that's okay. That is all a part of the process. You were fine. You were valid. So, yeah, I just wanted to point that out. Back to, oh god, where even was I? I just went like all over the place on terms of like topics. But I think this was all in the process section. I have somewhat of a script this time because I kind of need it. Otherwise, I'm gonna just like sound like completely nonsensical, and like, given how long this video is, I'm sure that's gonna happen at some point, but I don't want the entire thing to be incomprehensible to you guys, so yeah, I have some kind of guidelines. But yeah, so regarding process, I just want to say that like for the last thing, I think filming still makes the process of like still filming like a sketchbook session is like, it's a lot more altered than if I were just drawing on my own accord. Like, there's so much that I have to keep track of when filming a drawing session, and in general I just felt kind of overwhelmed or busy. Like, I think right after this session, actually, I went to go get the car sticker. It's like, every year you have to get your car inspected and then you get like the new sticker for it, at least here in the US I think, or it might just be in my state, I don't know, but that's a thing that I have to do. Fun vehicle ownership stuff. You have to pay like $25 to get your car like tested, and then you have to pay an additional like $75 just to get a sticker, a literal sticker on your car that says, hey, I got this checked out and it should be good for a year. That's a yearly thing we have to do. Very fun, I know. So yeah, I think I went to go do that after filming this, and I was working on this spread like, I think I did it in 2 different sections, or sessions. I guess they kind of mean the same thing, but yeah, 2 different sessions. The sketching part I did at night, or probably around the ungodly hours of the night, also known as very, very early day, so like 2 a.m.-ish, and then I woke up, like I did it after sleeping for a bit and waking up early that same sort of day, or I just did it a completely different day, but yeah, so I got up and I think it was from like 10 to 1 or 11 to 1 where I filmed the rest of the spread, and yeah, it was quite a process. It was quite a long time filming. That's how this video ended up coming out so long, because even though I knew I'd be doing the voiceover like this, it was still kind of not like fully difficult to work with, but I still knew it'd be a lot because I had filmed a lot. This is probably the most I have like filmed me doing in terms of like drawing a spread or drawing in general. So that's why there's so many cuts. There's like a lot of cuts. Even though it's like in real time, the only way I could salvage this not being 5 hours long is by like cutting out having like snippets of each part of the process. So you can see snippets of me sketching, but you're not going to see each and every little real-time moment because that would take way too long. So there's a time and a place for that, but that is not now. But yeah, just like the general, like, I don't want to say fear, but just like the anxiety? No? It's like I mean, yeah, I do feel a little bit uneasy here and there. Oh, I just pointed out that this is the part where I speed up the sketch, actually. But I wanted to show really quick that the mechanical pencil that I'm drawing with, I put in that colored lead that I showed. I think I got that colored lead from Daiso, actually, and I was really excited because once again, I love mechanical pencils, and so I also like drawing or sketching with like colored pencil, but I really want to have mechanical colored pencils, and that is not something that's easy to come by. So far, I think over the past like 5+ years, I've only come across Pilot Color, you know, those random mechanical colored pencils that look like normal pencils from the Met, I believe, or the MoMA. It's in a video I have of testing out museum art supplies, but I also use those, and then I found those like the little pencil leads from Daiso, and I thought that was pretty cool because yeah, you can just buy them as a set. They had it, that specific one came with orange, red, and blue, so yeah, it's really interesting. They're like all in one pack. But yeah, I'm really excited to work with those more because I just think it's fun to it's efficient for me to sketch in colored pencil and then go ahead and, especially if I'm going to use marker or something like that, it just makes the process easier, because when you sketch with graphite, it kind of smears and has like this more dirty look that's a little bit harder to work with. So yeah. But I will say, like, looking back through the sketchbook later on, I feel like this will be a fun spread regardless of if it didn't come out exactly how I wanted. I feel like I haven't grown much over this year with art, unfortunately, and I can talk about that later, but at least I've been having more fun with like sketchbook spreads and just kind of exploring all the different like ways that I can do them and just kind of having fun with it. I feel like sketching and creating a sketchbook spread is something that I'm always gonna really love as an artist, so I hope I can continue to have fun with them and see them sort of like transform over time. There's a lot that I want to play with layout wise and like composition, color. There's so many fun things you can do with a sketchbook spread. So yeah, I'm just kind of getting started, you know? So now that we are halfway in, or not even halfway in, because I keep forgetting that there's like an additional 20 minutes on top of the hour. Yes, I did make this video go to exactly 01/20/23. I don't know if people notice that, but sometimes I will try to like be sneaky with like how long a certain video is based on like the theme of it, but not always. It's very rare, but every now and then I'll try to do that. But yes, we are halfway in. How are you guys? How are you guys doing lately? How is life? I'm not saying that just for the sake of saying that. I am genuinely interested. I like talking with you guys. I feel like it's kind of fun. So if you have any exciting news to share, feel free to share it. I'm just kind of like I said, I'm dead inside while doing this voiceover. It's now going on 3:30 almost, and I reckon it's gonna be. I reckon it's gonna be about like 5 a.m. by the time I finish this. I don't know how I'm supposed to stream later on. Sorry. I feel like out of all the accents I could do, it's very tempting for me to do a quote-unquote country accent because, I don't know. It's probably the easiest one for me to do. But, yeah, no, I'm trying to hang in there, but right now it's late at night. I do have water here, but, technically it is New Year's Eve while I am still filming this voiceover. Hopefully I can get this out on time like I did with Christmas. It's gonna be like a repeat. But yeah, I've just been kind of scrambling around and my desk right now is so cluttered. Oh my god, I have like a bowl of food here. I have my drink, I have the bottle of tajin, I have 2 random cups, I have a moon lamp, I have my little mini tiny yakurai. Like he's like tiny desk size. I don't know, he's so cute. He's sitting there, and then I have like literally all the supplies that you're seeing in this video, like I want to say 95% of them are still on my desk surrounding my keyboard right now. So yeah, that's the chaos. And then so the desk that I have is like L-shaped. You can tell it's gonna be a long video when I just start rambling about like the most irrelevant stuff, but it's because I know I have the time. I have to fill it somehow. Let me know though in the future if I do like a long draw with me like this where it's like an hour plus. I feel like it might be like an hour to 2 hours most. I'm not really interested in like super long videos. I don't know how that would work out, but anyways, let me know if you guys don't mind if I take like a 20-minute break of silence doing these in the future. I don't know if that would really help. Sometimes it's like, because I feel like at that point I would at least need to be able to rely on some of the older, not the older, but like some of the original footage from whenever I film it. And I filmed this completely knowing 100% that I was not going to use any of the original footage noise. Because it was way too loud for that, but I still needed to film and get it out, so that's why I'm doing a voiceover. But yeah, no, let me know if you would like me to have some quiet time and just have the drawing playing in the background and this music. I don't have a huge audio library, to be honest. I literally use all my songs from the YouTube audio library because I don't want to deal with any copyright issues and that weird ambiguous line of like, oh, I thought this song was okay, so I downloaded it to use it and it's actually not okay. I mean, I don't really have a monetization option right now, so I shouldn't worry about that too much, but in the future, I still, it's just still something to like look out for. But yeah. So, I've been okay lately. I've just been hanging in there. I feel like most times whenever people ask me like the how are you question, it usually comes down to me just saying like, okay, comme si comme ça, you know? I'm so-so. I'm alright. Christmas was interesting. It was very action-packed. My family, you know, we usually have like our family, our extended family come down, just like a lot of people do for Christmas, and it was really wild. We had a baby shower for my cousin on Christmas. It was like everything all at once. It was very intense, but I survived. It was a nice time talking with everybody, but unfortunately, I get incredibly worn out from interaction. Like, I thought it was just like I know I'm an introvert, so it makes sense, but every time it surprises me. Like, if I go out of my house, if I'm interacting with a lot of people just for like one day, even if it's just for a couple of hours, the next day my body is physically sore. I'm not sure what from, but my body is so sore and I'm just so tired. It's so crazy. Like, I don't know why, like, is being an introvert like that intense? Is it that much of a strain on my body to like physically socialize? I don't know. I guess that's just like how it goes, I guess. But yeah, the day after Christmas, I was just in bed all day. I that was pretty much it. I was so worn out. I felt like time's been going by so fast. And on top of that, I've been scrambling to put out content on time and stuff like that. Because my thing is like, I don't know, I want to try to find a balance between it being productive and like decent work, but then also like timely, like so I'm not just like being inconsistent. So yeah, I've just been kind of going back and forth on that and stuff. And with YouTube, I feel like I've been doing okay so far. And then I also stream on Twitch, if you don't know. I've been doing that kind of chaotically lately. I don't really have a schedule for whenever I stream. I'm about to. Hopefully, by the end of next month, I can have an official stream schedule, but it's most likely going to be once a week. Again, I've been streaming kind of like twice a week, then thrice a week. It was weird, but yeah, I think I'm going to narrow it down to just streaming once a week, probably on Fridays, again on Twitch. And yeah, but nothing too crazy. So if you are a fan of, if you're interested in, I guess, seeing my art in real time, or if you're a fan of different games, so far I've been playing Hollow Knight, or that's like the first game that I'd like to at least finish since starting streaming in March this in 2022. So yeah, I'll stream that. Sometimes I'll stream Pokemon Diamond on my Switch. I don't have any other game on my Switch since buying it for my birthday in August, but it's fine. It's keeping me occupied. And sometimes I'll play League. I usually do ARAMs, and then every now and then I might do a Genshin stream. I don't know. I feel like I'm not that interesting when it comes to Genshin, but yeah, so I've just been kind of scrambling to put out content on time. If it's not, like, there's so many different social media platforms to keep track of, and it's been kind of overwhelming. And I'm gonna get into a decision I decided to make in a little bit, but just for now, let me talk about some other things. Do I talk fast? Do you guys think I talk fast? I feel like sometimes it depends. I don't know. I might talk like a different, like I might talk like at a different speed from time to time, but like suddenly I'm out of breath. I don't know. It's probably because I'm not used to talking in general, but anyways. So yeah, scrambling to put out content. I've been trying to draw on my own accord, so just like drawing for my own agenda, which is still kind of hard because I feel like there's always a project for something. There's always some kind of project that I have to work on that in some way, shape, or form ties into social media. Lately, I've been trying to figure out the whole VTuber thing because while I don't care about becoming a VTuber myself, I do like the idea of creating a VTuber model just because it sounds fun. I mean, it's like, you know, a little character. And I think I mentioned it too in my Christmas video because I've been drawing a lot of chibis lately, and basically my goal was to draw a chibi VTuber model first and have that rigged and set up for a while, and then maybe a couple months later I can get around to creating like the actual model itself of my little persona. She's really cute. I'll probably have a video of like drawing her in the future, but if you want to find out more about that, then it'll probably be more geared towards my Twitch. I don't know, my branding in the future is going to be very interesting. But that's like one of my main projects, and I actually wanted to have that taken care of before the year ended, which is so crazy to think because I haven't even gotten started on it. There's so much to do. Like, there's so much that goes into creating a model, like a VTuber model, than I expected. I mean, I expected a lot. That's a lie. I expected it to be a lot, but when you actually see it laid out, I know it's doable. I think like the main things that I'm concerned about is when it comes to drawing, I'm mostly worried about how to separate the parts, and then also, of course, the whole rigging part, because I've never rigged anything before. So yeah, if I put a video out on that, stay tuned for that if you're interested. On another note, on what I've been doing lately, I've been reading more manga. There's like the manga that I try to check into weekly every now and then, which is like Spy Family, Chainsaw Man, you know, all that. And then there's like, usually I'll be reading intensely on one specific series, and that one currently is Black Butler. also known as Kuroshitsuji. It's an older franchise compared to like a lot of the newer animes out these days. I probably got into it whenever I was a teen, but yeah, Black Butler is pretty interesting so far. But yeah, I didn't want to purchase like all the books and have to read them, so I'm just kind of reading them online for free because I'm too broke for that. Plus, I feel like you really only get the manga books, like the physical copies of them, one, to be a decent fan and like not decent, but like a diehard fan that really wants to make sure that their money is going to directly to the corporation or whatever. Or you can do it because you simply like the look of having a collection. You're a collector. And I feel like that would be more of my reason for buying the books. I have some of them that I got from, once again, the Japanese bookstore. And that was solely because they're cheaper at those places. I think because it's like the original book or something. I don't know. But it's like they're like $2 or $3 less than what they normally would be. Although you could always go to like half price books and get it that way for cheap. But anyways, I think I'm around chapter like 70-ish. And there's like almost 200 chapters, so I still have ways to go. I don't know if I'll be able to finish it before the year ends. I mean, I literally have less than 24 hours, so that's not happening. But it's been a wild ride so far. I love Sebastian, of course. I like that he's just like, he feels very much like how I would be if I was a demon, like just amused by humans. I'm just like, oh, these creatures. These interesting, chaotic creatures that are so ironic. Let's see, if I had to choose a favorite character so far, it's hard. I like the characters in the Black Butler franchise. There's a lot of interesting ones. And the character designs are also really fun as well. I'd have to say, if not Mayrin, because I've always loved Mayrin, she's so cute. I like the fact that she was basically an assassin before becoming a maid. But I think if I had to pick a favorite character, it would be the Undertaker, probably, because, I mean, he's a Shinigami, he's a Reaper, so that's kind of cool in itself, but, he's also, like, a legendary one at that. He's pretty powerful, so, yeah, and he, like, I think it's funny that he's always eating, like, what looks like, in my head, I call them Scooby snacks, because it's, like, he eats, like, these biscuits that are, like, bone-shaped. It's really funny and cute, and I like that he, in order to get information from him, like, he asks for people to tell him, like, a joke or make him laugh, basically. He's just so odd and eerie, but I really like his character, and I like his character design as well. So, yeah, that's been a fun ride so far. And I've just been taking care of boring adult things, like the car the car stuff. I've been going to a lot of interviews and having a job search, and thankfully after a couple of months it seems like I will be working full-time again, which is always a blessing and a curse for me. I feel like working full-time, it has its perks. Once again, I am like supporting myself, basically. That's the main perk, that's why I do it. But I do miss all the extra time that I have for like working on art and things like that, so I will miss that, but it's okay. I still have some time. I start back, I think, the second week of January, so I will be a little bit more live for just a bit longer. And I'll probably be spending a lot of the time trying to binge watch a lot of the shows that I will not have time to do once when I start working, but either way, I'm excited. Even though design isn't like my favorite thing in the world, I think that it's still fun to learn about it. So yeah, and that's what's been happening in terms of like boring adulthood stuff. And I've just been thinking about the future, I guess, you know, because we're going into a new year, so trying to think of like my goals and all of that, and listening to music, of course. Let me know what y'all's Spotify Wrapped is, what your top songs or top artists are. I always like that discussion. I like sharing music or like talking about music that I really like. I listen to a ton of artists, and yet it still feels like there's like a lot more that I could discover, so I hope to get around to that next year. And I think one thing that I really want to do is make sure that I keep up with like the lyrics and stuff. Whenever, like, for the latest album that June released, Namjoon, Kim Namjoon, Mr. RM from BTS, that I recently did a silent studies video for his album Indigo. I feel like there's a lot of conceptual things, a lot of like meaning built upon that album, and it really made me appreciate like not just that album and his work in general, but like all artists, the way that you know, musicians, composers, writers, like songwriters, they have to put a lot of work into that, or they can put a lot of work into that. It's not everyone, of course, but I feel like it's really interesting to think about how people can really transcend the experience of music, and like through things like meaning and storytelling. And so I just really want to make sure that whenever I listen to music, if I really enjoy the song, that I try to look more into like the artist and maybe more into like what the song is about and stuff, especially since I listen to a lot of music where it's like not in English, so, and by default I don't really understand it easily, because I listen to K-pop, of course, or music that involves Korean lyrics, Japanese lyrics, French lyrics, probably Spanish lyrics next, we'll see. But yeah, I like listening to a lot of different kinds of music, so I just want to make sure that I give credit to the art that is being made. And of course, I have been playing games per usual. I think I already talked about a lot of that earlier when I was low-key promoting my Twitch. But yeah, I've been playing a lot of Genshin, and that's mostly because I believe Hu Tao's banner is coming up with whoever that one dude is. This is how you know I don't play Genshin often. Everyone's out here like, oh my god, I gotta save for this guy, blah, and I'm like, yeah, whoever that one dude is. Anyways, so back to Hu Tao. I love Hu Tao so much. She's probably, I spend so much on her, like, not money-wise, although I did buy some things to help me earn some Primo Gems for her whenever her banner comes up, but yeah, I've been grinding for her, and I feel like she's the only character that I'll go out of my way to put in this much effort on, because otherwise, like, I don't play Genshin often. It's a lot to keep up with, and I just don't have the time, unfortunately. It's fun every now and then, but it's kind of overwhelming because there's so much to explore and things like that, and like I said, with limited time, that kind of makes for a difficult experience. I don't know, like, it can be something like chill. You play it at your own leisure, really. But just know I'm very behind. I mean, like, very behind. Like, I am still probably not even halfway through all of Inazuma, so just keep that in mind. And then, of course, I have been watching shows, and by shows I usually mean anime. Anime is a majority of what I watch, so I want to say like 75% of what I'm watching is usually going to be anime, and the other like 20% is going to be YouTube videos, and the 5% is whenever I finally decide to like open Hulu or Netflix and like watch something that's recently popular on there. But yeah, I've been watching, for my anime fans, of course, I've been enjoying Chainsaw Man. I mean, the season has ended for a lot of the anime that's been running throughout the winter, so I hope you guys enjoyed all the fun different animes out there. I think my top 3, let's see. So, Chainsaw Man, that was interesting, fun to watch. I've read the manga, so I kind of know how everything goes. It was just really cool seeing it come to life. Very fun opening. And then Mob Psycho, oh my god, literally, if I don't do Mob Psycho fan art next year, so help me God. It was so lovely. The final season was just everything I needed and more, and my heart is very like full. It's like swelled up a little bit because I'm sad that it's over, but it was a really great story and definitely one of my favorite animes, so yeah. And then I have been lately I've been trying to finish watching Bocchi the Rock because I heard about the hype and then I started watching it lately and it is freaking hilarious. I love it so much. Oh my gosh. It's so fun and like cute, and the main character is very relatable as a fellow introvert that is very awkward with socializing. It's very precious, and I think like just in general I really like music animes, so like hence why I'm so obsessed with Hypnosis Mike. But and this kind of reminds me of another anime that I watched earlier this year called Ya Boy Kongming. It's about like this girl who wants to be like a singer and all of that, and yeah, I feel like those animes are really fun. They always have good soundtracks too. Like the opening and outros to Bocchi the Rock are so fun and amazing. About to go find it on Spotify and add it, you already know, because it's just a great time. So yeah, those are my recommendations. If you haven't gotten around to watching them lately, hopefully they haven't been spoiled for you lately, but yeah, for anime that's what I've been watching. And then another thing that I've been watching, which I mentioned earlier and you're seeing a fan art of it right now, is Adventure Time. I've actually been watching it on Hulu because I got Hulu a while back, mostly for a friend to use for something, but it was only for a short period of time. I think they wanted to watch like a show or something, but after they finished it they were like, alright, I don't really need this anymore. So I plan to get rid of Hulu because I'm not trying to pay for all kinds of subscriptions. I'm broke. That's really expensive these days. So but I wanted to finish watching Adventure Time first because I really missed it. I hadn't kept up with it in so long, and I remember the most that I watched it whenever I was a freshman in high school, so it's been several years. I just remember it being like this really silly show and all this like chaotic random stuff happening, but it has a really iconic aesthetic to it, like just the way that the episodes go and things like that. So I wanted to pick back up on that again and see how the story unfolds. So yeah, and I think I'm on the last season finally. It's been a long, wild ride. You would think because the episodes are only like 11 minutes long that it's easy to binge watch, but I think it's because I've been watching so many other things that it's a little bit much to keep up with and try to blaze through. But it's like at first, like for the first couple of seasons, it's pretty like you can pick up wherever you want. You can watch any episode out of order, it doesn't really matter. And then every now and then there would be like episodes that are kind of like back-to-back kinds that you would watch, so they would kind of correlate to each other. But yeah, but then when you get to the later seasons, to like where I'm currently at, there's like several episodes that are like very much related to each other, and if you haven't watched the first one, you're probably very confused for like the next string of them. So but it's getting really interesting because I kind of like that. I wonder what like made them sort of go on that decision of having more to the story. I guess because it was going for so long, they figured they might as well like introduce some more elements. But yeah, no, it's been really interesting, like sort of seeing the relationships and how they've came to fruition a little bit. It's been really nice, and it's just like really like lighthearted, silly to watch, but every now and then it'll have something like that kind of throws you off guard. It's like I don't know, I think that's why I like it so much. It's like it can be lighthearted and silly, but every now and then it'll have something that's like pretty dark or like deep and catches you off guard. There was one episode, and I'm not gonna spoil too much about it in case anyone wants to watch the show, but there's like one episode where it ends, and like I think that's whenever we start getting more towards like lore based things, like more to like characters' backstories. But the way that it ends, I was like, I teared up a bit because I was like, oh my gosh, that's so heartbreaking. Like I didn't expect things to be like this. But yeah, nevertheless, I enjoy all the characters. It's a very great franchise. I think my favorite character is one of the ones I drew in this spread, which is Marceline. Yeah, she's gotta be my favorite. I really enjoy her. I've always loved Marceline, even whenever I was like a lot younger, because she's just so like chill. She just kind of like messes around with stuff for fun and is like, I feel like she's just like a fun person to be around, and I love her, whoever her voice actor is has a really nice voice and plays her really well, so yes. And I enjoy all the other characters as well, but she's definitely my favorite. Kind of like Ice King and his backstory too, especially in relevance to like Marceline, and I like that he writes fan fiction and that's how we got Fiona and Cake. There's so many other things to talk about, but I'm like trying to make sure that I don't ramble too much about this because I'm actually realizing that we're running out of time a little bit. We only have about like what, 20 minutes left, which is still a lot, but I was expecting there's like a lot more subjects that I had planned out to talk about. I didn't think I'd be able to talk this much. Oh my gosh. I think live streaming has really helped me be able to like fill in the void more when it comes to trying to have a conversation. But anyway, yeah, Adventure Time is great. Feel free to watch it if you haven't. If you like cartoons, kind of like Bee and Puppy Cat or Steven Universe, I'm very bold saying that considering I haven't seen either of those. I'll try to watch Bee and Puppy Cat next year though, because I've wanted to watch it for a long time. But yeah, I will use that to segue into talking about the spread, since I never really clarified what exact characters I'm drawing. So, right now I'm coloring a milk carton. It's just like this peach milk that I made up because I like to drink flavored milk. I don't like milk itself though. I'm not a fan of milk on its own. Definitely not. Like a glass of milk, disgusting. If it's like that banana milk from like Bingure, like the Korean kind, freaking love that. It's so delicious. I'll have like the banana milk, the strawberry milk. It's so good. I always go to H Mart and pick up a pair like every now and then. It's like a pack of 6 of them. But yeah, I decided to draw that because it's fun to draw objects every now and then. I want to do that more next year. And then, of course, as I talked about Adventure Time, the 2 characters that take up a lot of this spread are Marceline, who is in the black or gray on the right, and then we have Princess Bubblegum on the left. Of course, this is just like my own stylized versions of them. It's not like these outfits or anything are like canon other than their colors, but yeah, I do love me a good pink hair x black hair or pink hair x purple hair ship, and I'm such a sucker for it. So, and speaking of pink hair purple hair ships, one of the characters that is in another one of those ships I'm actually working on right now in the little corner of the spread is Ramada Amemura from Hypnosis Mike. If you don't know me, I'm very obsessed with Hypnosis Mike, even though I feel like for everything that I'm obsessed with, I don't show it as much. Like, I feel like I want to do tons of more like fan art for the things that I love. So I'd like to work on that, but yes, drawing Ramada in the corner in this little outfit, and I would love to redraw this digitally, like in a different pose and like a lot more dynamic and fun. But yeah, I really like this outfit. I think it's kind of cute. It's kind of taken from an outfit that Jungkook is wearing in one of the Run BTS episodes. If you know, you know. It's similar, but not quite. He wears overalls with like this black striped shirt, but anyways, yeah, so I drew Ramada in the corner and I love him so much. And then at the bottom middle of the spread, I kind of just draw like this random portrait of like, it's not like, technically it's an OC, but not an OC that I really thought about. It's like OC in the sense that they're a character that I just made up on the spot. Sometimes I draw, like whenever I draw, I just draw a random character and I don't know them or anything, and I probably never draw them again unless I really like their design, and then they become an OC. But yeah, I actually change how they look later on because I end up using a lot more of the acrylograph I keep calling them paint markers, or paint pins technically. But yeah, I just kind of spruce it up and make it a lot more colorful towards the end. And then of course towards the left of that, in the left corner of the spread, is a little doodle of Omori with all of the little Aubrey bunnies. Omori is a franchise that I also really like. I featured my little Omori plush at the beginning of my Pastel marker review for Ohuhu. And yeah, I just really love the franchise, and it's been 2 years since the game came out, and I love it so much still. I have yet to like play it again since the first time around, oddly enough, and I think it's because I want to play it on stream at some point. I feel like that'd be like a fun thing to do, and I want to try going the, I think it's called the Hikikomori route. I would like to try that. I feel like it's gonna be chaotic and sad, but that's exactly what I'm here for. So yeah, so I drew a tiny little Omori with some bunnies. I love the one that's like sitting on top of him with like a little knife. He's holding the knife for him since Omori himself is holding a giant bunny. But yeah, and then at the very left in the spread, that character is one of my OCs, an official OC. I've drawn her a lot lately, and the funny part is I still haven't decided on a name yet. I've had this OC for a while now, and it's like I've never given her a name, but I think recently, after doing some research, I'm tempted to either name her Dahlia or Lilith. And that's because she has a very like bat-like personality. She's a nocturnal type person. She's very similar to like a vampire, if not a vampire herself. So that's kind of her aesthetic. So yeah, and oh my god, once again, we're getting towards the end of this video a lot sooner than I expected. Oh god. So yeah, that's pretty much all that I draw on this spread. It's very chill. I can get to, I guess, my closing statements about the spread in a little bit, but I wanted to talk about like 2022 and then talk about some more things and then talk about 2023 and you know, all of that, but I'm gonna have to be quick. It's so funny because I originally thought I was gonna like make this kind of like a long, I mean it is a long video, but I thought it was gonna be like, you know, long reflection moments and all these deep talks. That did not happen. Girl, it's 4 a.m. and I'm just trying to wrap up. I'm just trying to wrap up. I don't know. I can probably talk, like, 2023 I can talk about in another video when it actually is 2023. But, as for 2022, yep, we're coming to an end. It's kind of crazy. I feel like each year time just goes by faster and faster. By the way, right now, I'm sorry that I keep tangenting or like jumping from place to place. This is how like I regularly, like how my brain works regularly. So that's why I assume that I have ADHD, because it's just insanity. But right now I am like touching up the spread with colored pencils and stuff, and this is where I also use the paint marker. I just wanted to point that out. But yeah, 2022 was a chill time, I guess. Spent at least more than half of it working and just trying to survive, really. That was my goal this year, to just like survive. I know for a fact that I didn't achieve as much as I wanted to do. I definitely wanted to do a lot more in terms of art. I am kind of disappointed about that because I think I said this in another video, but I feel like I did a lot of like character art or like drawing characters, but not necessarily like illustrations. I think I only have 5 illustrations tops throughout the whole year, and like that for me, I want to say is unacceptable, but at the same time, like I know when I'm being too harsh on myself, and that's why I made like this year's goal to just keep going, because sometimes it's all you need is to just like keep pushing towards something and not worrying too much about how well it comes out, just getting through it, and that's what I needed to do. So it was just about, you know, working, saving up money and stuff, and that's still going to be kind of what next year is about too, but I kind of want to have more fun with it in a way, I guess. I want to live a little bit more, you know? So yeah, I feel like on terms of art, there's always room for improvement for me. I always want to do a lot more than what I've done. I didn't get around to any animation at all. I'm heartbroken about that. I have enjoyed my small amount of traditional art that I've like done this year. and I think in terms of putting out content, I didn't do too bad. I did have moments where I would like have to like slow it down a bit, but I mean, I think, let's see, I got 34 videos out this year if you include this one maybe, so that's not too bad. Especially if you consider the fact that I was working full-time for a good chunk of it. It is a lot to try to like film videos midweek after I get home from work and things like that, and then have to edit it another day, and then have to make sure that it's up and posted and all that. So I will give myself props for that. I tried out streaming for the first time this year, even though it's something that I've wanted to do for ages, like literally years. I've wanted to try out streaming. I've watched so many other people start streaming, and I've wanted to do it myself, and I finally did this year, and it was a pretty chill time. Yeah, I got affiliate eventually, and it's all been so exciting in a way. It's really cool to like see all these different experiences, so I just kind of look forward to seeing how that goes, just in general, being a content creator and stuff like that. It's a lot of work to it, but I will do my best and see how I can enjoy the journey as it goes. I think that's the most important part, to just enjoy the journey, and most importantly, enjoy art, because that is like my primary thing. I want to enjoy art, and I want to improve at art. That comes before content creation, so yeah, and that almost leads me to what I want to talk about in a second. But first, some other highlights of things that I did this year, aside from working, of course, because we all on that grind, trying to get that bread. Let's see. I went to multiple concerts. I went to a 17 concert around August, which is my birth month, so it was a really fun time. I really enjoyed it. I wanted to put like the footage and stuff here, like just kind of like sneak it in the corner or something while I was drawing, but I don't know, I'm so worn out. I don't have the energy to do that. But I thought it'd be cool to like have like mini vlog footage, but I don't know if that would even be that interesting. You guys can let me know if you'd like to see that in the future. I love watching studio vlogs and artist vlogs, but I don't know how I'd incorporate that since I'm not like a full-time artist. So I'll see in the future, but yeah. And then, oh my gosh, I totally forgot to mention that I drew a frog. I drew a little froggy with an umbrella, but I mean, you could see that, hopefully. Hopefully it looks something remotely like a frog. Showing off my little Rilakkuma pin. But yeah, the frog, it's really cute. It has a little yellow umbrella. I think I came across the idea of drawing a frog because I've been watching a lot of Celtis's streams on Twitch lately. I mean, I've started watching her a while back, earlier this year. I think either for her birthday or for like a subathon. But she was an artist I followed on Instagram for like a while, but I never knew she streamed, and I was like, oh my gosh, what? So now I like tune into her streams, and it's like very fun and chaotic, and there's a lot of frog franchise, and I love it. So I think some of the brain rot of frogs has trickled over to me, and that's why I had to draw a cute little frog with an umbrella. Yeah, shielding itself from some leaking peach milk. But anyways, yeah, I went to a lot of concerts this year. Went to see 17. 17 concert was actually really fun. I really wish I had footage. At some point, and you can call me Delulu, but I swear on my life, and I even like tried to confirm it with my friends, and they were like, yeah, you might have been right. I think I saw that happen too. I think at some point, Mr. Dolgyam gave me because I did like a little heart, you know, like the shoulder heart where you like take both your arms and you like make a heart above your head. I did that during the encore, and I think he did it back, and I think I'll die with that information, because like, who am I, like, how do I act like a normal human being after that happened? I was perceived by this beautiful angelic man. Oh my god. But yeah, no, 17 concert, amazing. I really love their Face the Sun album this year. Oh my god, I never talked about music. Oh my god. I just really brought up the whole Spotify rap thing, and I just didn't talk about anything. But yeah, so 17 concert, and then later on I went to go see Rina Sawayama. That concert was freaking amazing. It was my first concert on my own too, but luckily I befriended a girl in line, and she was pretty much in the same situation as me, and we became besties pretty much in one night. It was so fun, and she's really precious. I think like we even still text today, so it's really great, wholesome vibes. And the arena concert was amazing. Like I said, she looked so good. She served in so many outfits. Oh my god, I have a photo where she's like looking right at me, I'm pretty sure. And I don't know how I keep scoring like these your name type moments. Like what is what is happening? Who am I? How am I supposed to behave? I'm kidding. It's a nice moment though, for sure. And lastly, I went to go see ATEEZ at the end of the year in Dallas, and that was a wild, fun time. They are very fun to go see. I think everyone did such a good job on their shows this year. But yeah, I really loved the ATEEZ concert. It was very hype, intense, screaming, my throat died. I lost my slogan after buying it. I was kind of heartbroken about that, mostly because it was $35, but in general that just really sucked. I was carrying it around my like neck, and then I think like the wind blew it off or something, and I'm wearing an all black fit and the slogan was black, so I didn't notice that it like had like fallen off my back. It's a cloth slogan, so it just kind of dropped, and I'm sure somebody took it, and I'm spiting you if you did. But anyways, yeah, so it was really fun concerts. That's pretty much the only thing I really got up to. I tried souffle pancakes for the first time this year, and they were amazing. I'm in love with them now. It's definitely one of my top desserts. Anything else? Not too much. For music, some of my top albums. I already talked about the Face the Sun album from 17. I just love it so much. Just their music in general is always good, but that was a bop. BTS, of course. My homies enlisting. Moment of silence. But the Yet to Come promo was amazing. The Proof album was great. I have a whole video unboxing the album and stuff. So if you're an ARMY fan, feel free to go check that out. Any other albums? Hypnosis Mic Cross the Line album. I literally still have the album unopened. I hate myself for that. It's because I wanted to do an unboxing video, but I never got around to doing it, so it's just sitting there, still in its package. So hopefully I'll get around to doing that soon. And I love the Cross the Line album. It's probably like, I love Hypnosis Mic songs to begin with, but I feel like the Cross the Line album was such a fun time, and I just really enjoyed it, so yeah, that was really great. It really made summer like feel not awful. So yeah, and then is there any other music that I have to recommend? The City Girl album. Did I start listening to that this year? I think City Girl, like the Sea Girl album from City Girl, and then Rena's Dynasty album I think I listened to a lot this year, if not last year. But I mean, that came out in 2020, but it's an absolute bop. That entire album's amazing. So yeah, music, fun stuff. And then anything else exciting this year? Let's see. So literally all I can think about is like working and fighting for my life and just existing. But I did do some like fun stuff. Aside from the concerts, I went to a water lantern festival. I went to a convention. The convention was really fun. I cosplayed as Miu Ichigo from Tokyo Mew Mew because love my girl, my cat girl, and it was a really cool time. I got my first art book from there because I had the Kinokuniya stand, and so I got an art book from Tanaka. I believe they're a Japanese artist, and because the book's in Japanese, and it's like, you've probably seen their art before. They draw a lot of like, if you're on social media, you've most likely seen their art at some point because they draw these really cute characters and like really amazing fashion, and it's just lovely and wonderful. And that entire book is so iconic. Like, if you know me, you probably know how well fitted that is to be my first art book because I love fashion and I love different characters. And even like just the graphic design of the book too, like the elements, the layout, composition, it's so good. Oh my gosh, I have 3 minutes to wrap up the rest of this video help. So yeah, 2020 overall was a chill time. I think one of the last things that I forgot to mention that happened this year is I reached 100 subscribers for the first time on this channel since starting it in 2019. So I just wanted to say thank you guys so much. You have all been so supportive and sweet, and it really means a lot to me. I can't thank you enough. Like, I've been at this journey for a bit, but it always feels nice to like have people spend even like just seconds to watch me, or like to comment something, or to like my videos. Like, I do not take it for granted at all. So I just want to say a sincere thank you to you guys, and I will continue on. However, the announcement that I wanted to say is I'm gonna take a quick hiatus, probably for January, going into 2023. It might not be all of January, it might just be half, but I did plan to take some time off just because I feel like it's what's best for me. And most people are busy in January too, with like going back to school or work and stuff. And I think everybody needs a break from social media from time to time. So yeah, I'll try my best to still have a backlog of videos, but yeah, we'll see. I'm taking off pretty much from not only YouTube, but probably Twitch as well, and social media, because I just want to be able to focus on drawing without always feeling like I have to prepare something for social media. I think that was something that kind of weighed me down a lot this year. And it's, like I said, it's a blessing and a curse, so I just want to try to find a balance. And at first I didn't even really think that I needed a break until I had a friend bring it up, and then I was like, you know what, that might make sense actually. Sometimes I forget that just because this is something that I do on the side, it's still something that can wear me out, if that makes sense. And that doesn't mean I don't enjoy it. I definitely think that it's a nice time, and I feel like I've gotten a lot more traction this year than I ever have before on pretty much all my platforms. So once again, thank you so much. I don't really expect anyone to look at my art or even like it because I still have a lot to improve on, but it really means a lot. And so, but on that note, I am still trying to like balance things out. So yeah, I will be taking my little hiatus and try to just focus on enjoying art for art's sake as opposed to content creation and stuff like that. But it's still alright, like time's gonna go by so fast anyways, you guys probably won't even notice that I've been gone. As for my final commentary about the spread itself, I think it was really cute and like carefree. Like, even though, once again, I feel like a lot of things could have been better, and I would love to draw Bubbling again over and over because they're really cute, but I feel like it turned out alright. It was just overall like a chill time. I think it was a good sketchbook spread to like end the year off on, and I enjoyed trying out all the supplies and stuff. I really like the paint pens, like I said, so I'll try to get some more and have some more videos working solely with those. But yeah, it was a fun spread, a lot of doodles here and there, and I like how it wrapped up. I like the washi tape too. One of them is actually the Omori washi tape, and of course that's why I used it, because I drew the Omori bunnies to go with the washi tape. And yeah, I think overall it turned out pretty cute and fun, so I hope you guys enjoyed the time. I know it's been a long time. This video will probably be going up by noon. It's currently 11:30, so I got 30 minutes to like get it going, but it's supposed to go up on New Year's Eve, at least for me. It'll probably be New Year's for some of y'all if you're around the world, or if you see it later on. But nevertheless, let me know if you have any New Year's plans. I hope you guys stay safe, whatever you do. Take care of yourselves, and yeah, I hope you can just like enjoy the rest of the holidays before we start anew again. Or you could tell me if you also did something interesting this year, like just fun things if you went traveling and stuff, or if you like had certain goals that you met or you didn't meet and how you feel about it. But yeah, we're winding down. It's time for us to turn the page and go next. But yeah, since we're coming towards the end of the video, once again, thank you guys. I will see you in late January or February, but I will do my best to improve my videos and put out better content. Please have a nice rest of your year and have a good New Year's. Let me know if you have any plans. Sorry that this is so abrupt that I'm ending it, but I hope you enjoyed the time that we spent here today. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed your time here today, please feel free to leave a like. If you're interested to see more of my content, you can check out my other videos and subscribe. Reference if you're new, I am Rhea or Etheria, and I like making art and art-related content on my channel. I try to post weekly videos, but if you'd like more timely updates, you can always check out my other social media linked in the description and also at the end of the video. Except I'm on hiatus now, technically. So, until next time, thank you guys so much once again, and I wish you a nice rest of your day and year. Happy New Year and take care.